Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. All right, so in the past few days, 18 states, all red states. I try not to make that much of a, distinction between Democrat and Republican policies on most things, but in this case, you cannot deny this is all a Republican thing. 18 states, all red states, have been talking about ending the supplemental unemployment benefits. So this is money coming from the federal government going into their states. And why do they want to end it? Because it's helping the people at the lower end of the income spectrum. Well, these people have no understanding of economics whatsoever. They've even seen, as I have, in the past in the past 18 months or less, 2 episodes where there was a gap in the supplemental unemployment benefits. What happened during that gap was that you saw a near collapse of consumer spending. So this is a clear indication that the supplemental benefits have been what has been maintaining what economy exists for the past year or so. Look at the retraction in the GDP in the past year. You look at January of this year when there was a gap in the supplemental benefits, and consumer spending just almost stopped. So any maintenance of the general economy, consumer spending, any advance in consumer spending has been directly attributable to the enhanced unemployment benefits and the rescue checks, what have you. Now, they want to take that away. In many cases, it looks like they're just trying to end all unemployment benefits, period, which is the most foolish thing ever. So what we can expect to see in these 18 states, they're making themselves a test bed. What we're going to see, even if people start going back to these minimum wage jobs, which is what they're trying to do, they're trying to force people to go back to these $7.25 an hour jobs. Keep in mind, none of these states have increased their minimum wage. None of them. So they're trying to force people back into taking $7.25 an hour compared to what they've been having coming in. Well, what happens from there? Well, they have less money coming in. That means they're going to spend less. So even if you take the same number of people, if every one of them takes some low-wage job, making less than what they've been making on unemployment, they're going to spend less. And there's going to be a gap in between the time that they start a job. It'll take 2 or 3 weeks before they start getting paid. So this will all happen on a continuum, but you're going to see a massive drop in consumer spending. What happens when you see a drop in consumer spending? Decreased profits means you don't need as many employees. So the same companies that have all of their now hiring signs take down those signs. They stop hiring. They start cutting hours. They start laying people off. They start closing retail and fast food outlets, etc. So you have fewer jobs. Then you have more people that need unemployment. Even the people that are getting $7.25 an hour, they fall below the poverty line. They're going to need what? Additional help via food stamps, welfare, social support programs. So you actually wind up increasing how much you're paying out. You don't increase corporate profits at all. I said before that people, some of these places are putting up like a $500 sign-on bonus, but that doesn't translate into higher wages. If it were me, I would demand instead, give me $1 an hour more and skip the bonus, give me $1 an hour. Well, in what, 3 to 4 months? Well, I've made that $500. But then in the next 3 to 4 months, I make another $500. So I'm making about $2,000 a month more by refusing the sign-on bonus and instead demanding $1 an hour more in wages. So these states are completely foolish. They do not understand economics at all. The corporations that are behind this obviously don't really understand economics either. All they give a shit about is their stock value. But even that, their stock values are going to collapse sooner or later when you're not paying out benefits or dividends to stockholders. The dividends are paid out by the corporate profits. Well, sooner or later, these companies are not going to be able to pay out dividends to their stockholders. What happens then? If you buy stock, you're counting on getting dividends. You're counting on making money one way or another from that investment. Well, if you're not making dividends, you're going to take your money back by selling off the stock while it's at peak value. And that drives the value of the stock down. So sooner or later, the stocks are going to collapse. The profits are going to collapse. So this is one of the most foolish moves I have ever seen in my life. And you cannot keep forcing people into low-wage jobs where they're abused by, upper middle class and rich people in every way imaginable. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to watch, because this is going to take no time at all. This is going to take mere weeks to show what the results are in the difference between these 18 states and all the rest of the states. I mean, for the record, I agree with the rule that you have to be looking for employment while you are on unemployment, now that we are through the majority of the crisis. I agree with that. But you have to find a job that is going to provide a living wage, an actual income on which you can survive. Anyway, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to be tracking this and reporting on it, and as much as I can. Anyway, share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel. I'll catch you in the next one.